So far in this course, we've been talking about the surface map, which has our low pressure, high pressure, cold fronts, warm fronts. And in fact, in a previous lab, you've been working on identifying those features on a surface map. We've also looked at upper air maps, such as the 850 millibar level, which is where we look at for moisture. Recall, there are two things that you need to produce precipitation. You need to have sufficient moisture, and for that we look at the 850 millibar map. The 850 millibar surface is roughly a mile above us. And then for lifting, we look at the 700 millibar layer, and the 700 millibar layer is roughly about 1.8 miles above us on the surface on average. Now, the idea for the 700 millibar chart, we're not necessarily looking at moisture, we are looking at lifting of air. So we need two items, sufficient moisture and the ability to lift air, to lift that moist air. Recall that at the surface, around low pressure, we have upward moving air. Fronts, such as cold fronts and warm fronts, help to lift the moist air. So those are items at the surface. But at 700 millibars, and if we go down here to our maps to use for forecasting, and we look at the 700 millibar map, we're going to look for regions between the troughs and ridges for upward moving air. So let's take a look at this particular one here. Now again, so what we have here, notice that we have a short wave through here, a little kink in the isohyps pattern, and so I have a short wave right in this area here that basically bisects Montana, and then I believe that's up through Wyoming. And so the region between the trough and the crest, of the ridge is the region where you have upward moving air. So again, if I were to take a line and draw right through that short wave, the base of that short wave, then I'm looking at the region from here to where the ridge is located. This would be where upward moving air is located. So over eastern portions of Montana and also over north central Wyoming would be lifting of air. Again, if I look up into Canada, I see another short wave. So the region from the base of the short wave up to the trough would be upward moving air. Now in this particular map that you're looking at here, again, this is the 700 millibar map. This was back on January 21st of 2016. Notice we have a short wave right here. I'm drawing right through the base of the short wave. Again, this is a baby trough. You can think of it in that respect. Let me back this up just a moment here. And again, we're looking at the region from the base of the trough to where the ridge begins to bow. And so this region here over central Texas, most of Texas, all the way through Arkansas and Louisiana, is in an area of upward moving air. And so if at 850 millibars, which is the level we check moisture for, if that is present over this region, the combination of the lifting at 700 millibars in this region between the base of the trough and the apex or the crest of the ridge is where we would have precipitation.